Hello, my name is Tim Woda. I'm the CEO of White Peak. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Marketing Academy. We're going to dig into some actionable digital marketing information that can benefit your business right away. And in this particular session, we're going to focus on deconstructing the modern decision journey. And what I mean by that is really the SEO journey, because 94% of internet sessions start at a search engine. And the vast majority of purchases include internet sessions. So that doesn't necessarily mean they're buying online, but it does mean they're using the internet to help facilitate their buying process. And so we really want to break down this decision journey because it helps us understand what type of content needs to be created and published to your website in order to maximize your opportunity. So let's start by understanding that there's multiple types, stages, if you will, of searches, right? So some people are in just the initiation phase. This is where they don't even really know they're going to become a buyer, but they are starting the process of researching some information, and it's usually to solve a problem. Perhaps they're considering a purchase, but in many cases, they're simply at the early stages of trying to solve a problem. And it's through these searches that they discover valuable resources in the form of companies and products that may suggest to them that there's other options for them to consider, such as entering into a transaction or buying something. And so these initiation searches are hugely valuable for most businesses. And I'll tell you, this is where most of our clients struggle the most. They really don't understand the importance of creating content that's designed to focus on people who are likely to become a customer, but just don't realize that yet. And so, we really like to encourage our clients to create initiation content because it helps lead people to the next stage in the buying process, which is research. So during the research phase, this is where searches are taking place, where people are looking for buying guides and recommendations and products that meet a basic criteria that they started to establish during those initiation searches. That leads obviously to a place where they've narrowed down a handful of solutions or companies or products that they think meet a criteria that, works for them. And so now they're starting to run these searches that look for reviews and ratings and features and costs. And they're really starting to get serious about buying. And this is where most of our clients, they think all of their content needs to be focused here. And this is super, super important, but not at the expense of earlier in the funnel, which is really how you increase your revenue, is by putting more wood on the fire, right? So comparison content, great for, pulling in customers or potential customers. It's great for that. But these earlier stages are really what dramatically multiply the traffic to your site. It's when they get to this stage that you need to start having those pieces of content that can move them into serious buying mode, where they start to run searches, transactional searches, right? They want to know your hours of operation. They want to know what is the availability of products. Do you have any promotions, or what's your location? If you're an online business, they want to know these things just as much. So transactional searches, clearly we need to make sure we're feeding the monster with those types of pieces of content. And often overlooked is what we call experience content. This is the stage where people who have bought the products or services that you sell are running searches that are designed to help them use those products better. Maybe they're looking for warranty or service or support help, and you can provide content that pulls those people in. So if you have, let's say you're an appliance store and you have content around the Whirlpool warranty, okay, it allows someone who's bought a Whirlpool washer or dryer to get information about that warranty and discover your brand in the process. And that could be really handy because people who buy washers and dryers also buy refrigerators, right? And they also buy dishwashers. And so, you want them to discover you as a valuable resource as they've gone about servicing their existing products and services. So there's 4 different types of searches that are run. There's brand searches. That's where someone's running searches for a specific product or company name. There's category searches where someone is running searches for something that's more generic in nature. A good example of that might be boat insurance, right? Someone's not searching for Allstate or State Farm, but they're trying to get information about category searches. Those tend to happen in the first 4, phases. Less so in the experience stage. The next kind of search is what we call a tangential search. These are gold. This is where you get long tail keywords of 4 or more words. There's low competition for these types of searches, these types of searchers. And I'll give you an example of what one of those is. How much does it cost to buy a boat? Okay. If I'm State Farm and I sell boat insurance, I know that the person who's asking questions like how much does it cost to buy a boat is a great prospect for boat insurance. Now they're early on in the process, but they're a great potential customer. Okay, so if State Farm has a blog post on their website that addresses the question of how much does it cost to buy a boat, they can work into the content either directly or by just kind of subtle suggestion that boat insurance needs to be factored into that cost. And of course, State Farm sells boat insurance. And so when the person does buy a boat and they need boat insurance, it's very likely that they're going to be checking out State Farm's prices. The last kind of searches are competitive searches, or competitor brand searches rather, and these tend to happen in the middle of the funnel when someone has already started to get their sea legs under them around what they might be looking for. If they're looking for buying guides and reviews, they can very easily discover your content. If you've been strategic and taken advantage of your competitors' brands, you can use those in your content to draw in people who may have been leaning in their direction. So with all that being said, there's a lot going on here, and we created this video so that when you are thinking about your content, you can think about the entire audience that needs to be addressed. By addressing all of these different types of searches and all of the different stages of the buyer journey, you stand a much greater chance of knocking out your SEO and just really killing it this year. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. You can email us at growth@whitepeak.io, and you can certainly call us. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching the video.